Hi, welcome back to a very soggy allotment today. It's been raining on and off all day, and it's going to continue to rain on and off if the forecast is correct. You haven't been here for a couple of weeks, and to be honest, I haven't been here much myself. It's been the school holidays, the kids have been home, and we've just, played out, avoided the rain showers best we can. But yeah, it's been raining quite a bit, which is great because we hadn't had any rain for the best part of 2 months. So today I'm going to get some polytunnel jobs done. Starting with tomatoes. These are my ones that I've sown from seed, and as you can see, they are leggy. They have been really slow to grow. They've been repotted a couple of times. And yeah, so they're going in the ground, they're going to go deep, and hopefully they're going to take off because the other tomatoes are doing really well. Now, I've got a little bit of space and a lot of tomatoes, so how we're going to do this, I'm not quite sure yet. I've also a couple of cucumbers to get in the ground. My Ladiva ones are doing well. Everything needs staking. I need to weed in here. I need to side shoot the tomatoes that are already in, and I've got a couple of courgette plants to plant outside as well. So, and I want to show you around because a couple of weeks has made a lot of difference. Oh, the sun's coming out. I can't see anymore, but that's great. Let's get started. The cucumbers are in now, and now's the challenging part of getting all 14 tomatoes in there. There we go. So, with quite small spacing, there's probably less than a foot. I've got 8, so I have another 6 to put in. One thing I could do, I suppose, is make a central. Plant some down the centre. Never done that before. I would still have room to get past, and it would make more airflow. Might make it a little bit more inconvenient for me in here, but it's about tomatoes, not convenience, isn't it? I'll see how it feels if I do that. So let's get these in now. I'm going to plant them deep because they're still small. These have taken so long. I don't know if it's the compost or what. I've used 3 different kinds of compost. They're not root bound at all. This is burlesque F1. I've got 1 of each variety that I've grown. That's all I've allowed myself. So yeah, we'll see how they go. But I'm going to get these planted now. Like I said, up to the seed leaves. Maybe a bit further in some of them. Some of them are very leggy. So, and then we'll think about the middle aisle. Look at these. All these healthy little, there's lots of non-tomato seeds there. But tomato seeds, I've slightly knocked that one, so we'll get rid of that one. But I am very tempted to dig a couple of these up gently and pot them on somewhere else. Well, in here, directly in, not into a pot. I don't know. They always look so healthy. The ones that have, these are just from what fell to the ground last year or the year before. It would be a really interesting experiment one year to just water in here and see what comes up. Side shooting's done, and as you can see, it was very necessary. Now this, if you were short on tomatoes, which I am not, you could put this in water or straight into compost and it would root, and you'd have a whole other tomato plant. And as you can see, there's some flowers on. I would probably take the flowers off just to allow the cutting to put its energy into roots, and it'll grow some more flowers later. But I don't need any more, so they are going in the compost bin. So these are tied in, the canes are only sort of loosely placed in for now. I'm going to come and have a full day here tomorrow, but school's just rung and my littlest hasn't eaten any dinner, so I need to go to school with some snacks for her. and then we'll go home and I'm going to plant up some hanging baskets. I know they're old-fashioned, some people say, but I love them. So they've all had the side shoots taken off. I've taken some of the lower leaves off, just a few. There's still plenty on below the first truss, but you can take them off up to the first truss, but I'm leaving them for now because they're only small. This side is all planted up now, and I think actually I haven't planted these ones yet, so I think because the middle bit, to my knowledge, hasn't been mulched over the years. You know, my dad's mulched where he grows. In fact, actually, my dad always grew in pots in here. So I think what I'm going to do actually is grow these last 6 in pots, but I'm a bit short on compost. So tomorrow morning, as soon as the school run's done, I'm going to go to a garden centre, pick up some compost that's going to be good for tomatoes, maybe some peat-free tomato compost maybe. We'll see if that's any good because I've never used that before. I've got some at home, but I'm going to need more for 6 pots. So I think I'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll think about either putting them in the middle here, still might run them down the middle, or I might put them in the greenhouse. So we'll see. But let's have a look around the plot. I'll show you what's what, and then we'll go home and plant up some hanging baskets. Okay, let's start with this bed. This is the pea and bean bed. Now, I did sow some dwarf beans direct, but nothing has come up around here. So I assume either somebody's been in and eaten them, or they've just rotted or not survived. Oh look, yeah, there's a nibbled one on the ground there. Now, in between these I also did them. Now the weeds are coming thick and fast again, but I have seen some dwarf beans. Where are they now? There's one there. There's one that's been quite badly nibbled there. And there are a couple about, but look at the broad beans. They're looking really good. These, if you're not familiar, is the Sutton, if you haven't seen my videos before. It's a dwarf broad bean, and the peas are Waverex. I might be saying that wrong. And there's another bean looking between there. So we're not going to have many of these dwarf beans, but we've got some. Now let's go over to this bed over here. We'll just go straight past this bit, and we've got sweet corn in here. Now, again, sown dwarf beans all along the front here, and nothing's come up. So, never mind. I do have lots of beans in here, but I would like some French beans, so I might put some in pots and start them off there. They are getting a bit of a nibble. Look at that one. That one's had its stem nibbled, look. Oh, it's held on by a root. We'll give it a chance. So yeah, but they're generally doing alright. Falling over a little bit, but these are dwarf beans that shouldn't need support really. So they'll be alright. This is my lettuce bed. Look at these icebergs. I think we're ready to, we're definitely ready to be harvesting these. I'm going to take one for my mum, and I'll probably come and harvest some tomorrow. Carrots, haven't thinned them. As you can see, how we got any growing in the middle there. I might harvest these ones from one of these from here, then there's a bit more space for the carrots. Rocket went to seed, went to flower, and I've left it just because of how many of the little creatures love it. I've also got these little Maureen lettuces that are growing in between. These, I forget what these are, but I think they're a little gem or something similar. We should do harvesting these as well, to be honest. Dahlias that we planted before, lots of seedlings coming up in this bed. They're looking good. This one, can you see? Ooh, there we go. That one has got some buds on it. Now I could pinch it out, but I'm not gonna. It'll get pinched out when it gets picked. And look at these beds. My strawberries. I had a couple the other day. I came up and there were some ripe ones. Ooh. You can see in there. So, these are so nice. These are called marshmallow. They used to be only available from Marshall's Garden Centre, but you can get them in other places. And I believe they are Raymond Blanc's favourite strawberry, and they are so sweet, honestly. They're really good flavour as well, not just sweetness. Garlic's falling over. I don't know if it's because it's dead or whether it's ready, but well, these ones aren't ready, but there's a lot of weeds in here as well. I need to get in and get these out. I'll do that tomorrow. look at the state of this bed. That sage is just massive, as is the lemon balm. I did harvest some the other day to take home and make some tea, which was very nice. I've got some in a glass of water still there to be had. Yeah, it's looking good. Haven't planted out my sunflowers yet because they're still not that big. Look at that sage, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. It's still alive, that, but only just, I think. I've just planted out some more courgettes in this bed with the poppies and the calendula. This one is Soleil F1 and these two are Summer Sun, which we might be getting now, spring sun. The other garlic bed, this is the garlic that we moved from elsewhere on the plot when we were changing everything. None of my garlic is looking particularly good this year. A few of them have got quite thick stems and look like they might make something decent, but we'll see. If we use it fresh, if that's all we get, it's fine, isn't it? More courgettes. These are zucchini. They're looking okay. Some lovely wildflowers, let's call them, in here. This bed is still to be weeded and planted up. But look at the weeds on the path. I really need to get in and get these up. This is not how it was supposed to be, and I think we'll just put another layer down because we've still loads of wood chip left, so we'll put some more down. Somebody's eating things in here. I did have a look and I couldn't find any caterpillars the other day, but it looks like caterpillars to me, so I'll have another look today. This is, I forget now, is it my sprout bed? This is my sprout bed, which the netting is going to need to go up. Mark's been up and put pegs around because we had some bad weather last week, and he came and found all the nets in the pond. These are cauliflowers, and obviously there's room for more things to go in, and I still need to get some better hoops for here. Cabbages in here looking pretty good. A little bit of damage on these as well. Just have to keep an eye on it, because if you do get caterpillars and caterpillar eggs, you can just remove them. I have actually got some small leftover brassicas that I'm going to plant elsewhere, so that when I do remove things, I can put them on like a sacrificial brassica. And this is calabrese or broccoli, which is probably my favourite of the brassicas, to be totally honest with you. So they're just calendulas, chard and calendula. More strawberries, which we moved, but they're full of fruit, so they're still doing well. Kohlrabi is looking good, bit of nibble in there as well. Again, you see, if it's not completely inaccessible, things will get in. Sweet peas and marigolds, and here my hanging basket tomatoes are going to go in here as well. I'm going to have 4, one at each sort of north, south, east, west, sort of. I did plant up some little pots with antirrhinums and alyssum last week. Some there as well. Jerusalem artichokes are looking great. Need some supports for these at some point. Might get some little obelisks, I'm not sure. Not sure what to get. More icebergs. These ones aren't as big as the other ones, so I'll pick the other ones. Blueberries, look. They'll be glad because I've been having to water them with... Oh wow, there's quite a lot on here. I've been having to water them with tap water, and I don't think they wouldn't like that. So now it's been raining, they'll be much happier. Little Phil is in the pond, and the pond is getting pondy now. It's not, obviously it's not very... there he is under there, can you see? It's not very clean water anymore, obviously, so I'm not sticking my hands in there. I will get a little weed grabber thing, a litter picker, to get that out. But everything's looking good, everything's growing quite nicely. I'm very happy. There's some paper or something in there, but I'll clean that out later too. And actually, we're already getting things growing in the pond, look. I just have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, very happy with this. Oh, and we've got a duck. That's Florence's little duck. I'm hoping it's not going to put things off. I can't believe I almost forgot to show you this border that we did last time. The foxgloves are looking amazing. Everything survived, I think. I have been up and watered this a few times because it's still been quite dry even though it's been raining, because the ground was very dry for a very long time. Antirrhinums are looking really nice. They're a bit leggy, but once we deadhead this first flourish, they'll come again. Verbena are a bit slow to flower, but they're still lovely. I've got lots more annuals at home. I'm sure I'll have some left over after I've planted up my hanging baskets. The sweet peas, remember these were the straggly leftovers. They're not, I wasn't expecting them to be amazing. The cosmos that were mine have all fallen over, but they're growing towards the light now, so they're doing all right. So yeah, it's looking nice. There's some weeds coming back, but there's going to happen. Poppies, I didn't leave as many poppies in here as I was going to, just because I had lots of other things and I wanted a good variety. I just think the more colours and flower forms that we have, the more little creatures we're going to attract. Shasta daisies are looking okay. They sort of suffered a little bit with transplant shock. I think they were sulking a little bit, but they've all got buds on now, so looking forward to seeing those. They're all white, very sort of shaggy daisy-like flowers, very lovely. So yeah, I think we still need to put some more things in to fill them up, because a lot of the things like the marigolds and the verbena are only going to stay quite small, and the perennials are going to be small this year. Yeah. Poppies and foxgloves obviously are of a size, and that's a perennial sunflower there at the back. So yeah, loving it. Right, it's raining again. I've picked an iceberg and it was so slug damaged, so there were so many slugs in it, but that is all I've got, and that's from my mum. So yeah, I'm gonna get the strawberries tomorrow when I come up, which you'll see soon. Hi. So it's not Friday, it's Tuesday, the following day. I didn't get here on the Friday, I didn't get here over the weekend. Life has been lifing for the last few days, let me just say. But I'm here now, but I'm not here for long today. I just wanted to get this video finished because I'm very aware that it will be 3 weeks since we last uploaded soon. So I want to show you what Mark got up to this weekend. I could have come up this weekend, but we couldn't both come up. So, and Mark is far more productive than me, so I was like, you go do those jobs and I'll then go do the plant stuff. So he's been up and done a few jobs. I'm going to show you what he's done, and I might just do a little bit of weeding, and I might thin out my carrots because that really needs doing. It's getting bright again. It's very sunny today, it's quite warm. Apparently we're going to have a bit of a heat wave for the next few days, so today would have been a better day. But I am planning to come up tomorrow for a full day, but every time I say that, it never quite goes to plan. So I'm going to say it, but know that it might not happen. But you will see that in our next video. Yeah. Let's get some work done, eh? Just a little bit. Okay, so this is the bed that he cleared. He took the canes out, and he's put the canes back in the polytunnel. And then he's sort of partially weeded this, but I need to get in and really give it a really good weed. Obviously, there's still a lot growing in there. And look at this, what I've just noticed. I've lost 3 sweet corns, but I do have 4 spare, so I will replace them. But I'm a bit miffed about that, because this was one of the good ones. But it's been chewed off. So, yeah, as of those. But I'll replace them, and hopefully they'll be okay. So, let's have a look in the polytunnel. On our way there, I'll just show you the broad beans. They've put on a bit more growth since last time. We've got a couple that I could probably pick now, but I'm going to leave a few more days. Yeah, and we've got pods on our peas, which is exciting. So in here, he's tied in the canes. He's also replaced the shorter canes with longer canes for me, which was very kind. Thank you, Mark. I will have to send him to do down this side as well, because I forgot to sort of mention that I need this side doing as well. And he's brought all my plants up and the remaining compost that I've got. So it's my aubergines and chilies. They've not long been potted on into these bigger pots, but they still need to go up a size, which I'm going to do soon. I also need tomorrow really to make space in the greenhouse for them. So we've got the rest of the tomatoes. These are my hanging basket tomatoes. The ones flowering there on the right, and then the ones on the left that are greener. They are totem, the ones on the left, and these ones are cherry falls. So they're going into pots and some outside in the gardeners in the plot, on the plot as well. We've got some crookneck summer squash. I've got some more cucumbers, some winter squash, runner beans and French beans, Amimajus nigella, and straw flowers, sunflowers, doing all right, some more aubergines, and then our chilies. Chilies are looking really good. These ones, they're falling over, but these are Cayennetta, and they are so prolific already. They've been fruited, well, obviously, like, these have been growing for a while now, so they're doing really well. I'm very happy. The aubergines are okay. We've had a lot of green flower, which you can see from the dead ones on there. But yeah, I'm going to give everything a really good water in here, and then see which jobs I want to do today. Right, so there you go. Look at that. The measly, uninspiring bunch of garlic there. But you know what? Some of it's actually pulled up with the weeds, so I'm going to take that and use it as wet garlic. I don't think it's so good, this garlic. I don't think any of my garlic's so good, really. One thing about becoming a gardener is that you often dig stuff up and you can become a bit of an archaeologist or paleontologist, whichever way you want to look at it. And I have, because I found a dinosaur in my plot. 100% genuine. I don't know whether it's from the Jurassic period or the Cretaceous period. I'm really not an expert paleontologist, very much an amateur. But I've got the perfect spot for him. So I've done a bit of weeding in here, pulled out a couple of icebergs and got rid of the rocket that bolted. I need to come and, missed that massive thing in the middle there. But I do need to come and thin out the carrots. Like I said, I've not done it today, as they are very full. They've done very well. These lettuce are not looking so good, to be honest. Honestly, I'm not claiming to have done a thorough job, but I tried to just get most of them from around where the carrots actually were. But yeah, got a lot of it cleared. I've taken out some of the weeds around the beds, but it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt, and I have replaced the sweet corn. So yeah, that's been replaced. Taking out some of the bigger weeds, not those ones at the back, obviously, the stars. Yeah. And it's time to pick the kids up. Right, so that's me done. I'm going to harvest some strawberries and then I'm going home. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far and you are new, I do hope you'll consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell to be notified the next time I upload. If you leave me a like and a comment, I will be eternally grateful. It really helps the channel to grow and it helps YouTube to push my videos to other people, which allows us to meet and interact with more gardeners all around the world, which is what I love to do. So thank you very much for being with me. Have a lovely gardening week and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.